Welcome back to Houston Newsmakers, the Thanksgiving edition, where I'm joined by Brent Parrott and Brian Renfro, co-authors of the book, The Riley Thanksgiving Invitational Story, the recounting of 50 consecutive years of Thanksgiving Day games by one group of friends in Dallas. Brent, 5 days before the 1963 Thanksgiving Day game, I know you write about the fact that your dad took you out of school so you could see the president, and then, of course, the assassination happened, and you actually ended up being pretty close to that.
Yeah, I mean, one of the questions most baby boomers will ask each other is, where were you when JFK passed away? And I tell them I was in front of Parkland Hospital when they announced it. The story is my brother and I were able to get out of school, and my dad recommended don't go downtown, just go straight to the Trade Mart, which is where he was holding a luncheon. And he said, that's probably your best opportunity to see the president. So that's where we went. My brother and I, we sat there. We were right next to a police three-wheeler. And so at a certain point, we can tell that there was some radio conversation going on with the policeman. And we asked him, he says, what's going on? And he says, well, it sounds like somebody threw something at the procession. And we said, okay. Now, where we were positioned, and back then, there was a field that you literally could look across and you could see Parkland Hospital. And so all of a sudden, we see this procession coming down the service road along 45, Stemmons Freeway. And here they were just blazing along and had the convertibles and everything. And so we immediately looked at the policeman, and he hopped on his three-wheeler and he took off, and we followed him. And it was only about a 5-minute drive at the most. And by the time we got there, the news was already there. There were news cameras, there were news journalists there, and it was probably not longer than 10 minutes, but it felt like a long time. We just sat there listening to WBAP, and they announced that he had died.
Brian, do you remember if that impacted your game in any way, shape, or form? Because you were young at that time.
We were only 13, Gabriel, so we played. I mean, it was somber for maybe 30 seconds, and then we're like in the huddle, okay, you know, when you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and so the game went on, and kids, yeah, we were involved in playing football.
You know, I'm look at this, and I really encourage you to go get the book or go digitally, because you can go in all kind of links digitally. I call it going down the rabbit hole, because I started looking at all these different links, and it just was amazing. But that was also, a lot of that early time was during the 60s. Were you insulated from a lot of because there was a lot of turbulence in the 60s going on with civil rights and all that kind of stuff. You said we were kids at that time. Were you insulated from that?
Well, when you think about the 60s, in 1960, I was 12 years old, 11 years old, and then in 69, I turned 21. So there's a lot of growth that takes place during that period. And eventually, the world became more understandable once I got to college and was on my own. And I relate in there that when I was at North Texas, I literally would be in the School of Business, and I'd look out and I would see a civil rights gathering going on, and right next to it was a Vietnam protest going on with music of the Beatles, Revolution playing in the background. So it was an amazing decade to be growing up.
We talked earlier in the segment about how Father Time has taken some of your friends in recent years, and many others are now dealing, Brian, with the effects of Alzheimer's. And we look at some of the pictures of these guys who are wearing this classic number 60 jersey. I have one here too as well. But these are the good old days with your friends, having a good time. And then you realize that several of them are now dealing with the effects of Alzheimer's disease. Talk about what that's done as a reality check, perhaps, to you about this terrible toll that this disease takes, and what you're doing through the writing of this book to call attention to the mission of Alzheimer's awareness.
Well, when we were, of course, kids playing, we thought, well, one day we'll grow old, and one day we'll be sick or have cancer or something. Well, here we are, and a big reality of it is Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I'd say that almost every one of our players in some way or another has been affected by this terrible disease. And when we decided that we wanted some kind of a charity to get involved with us, we did our research, and we found the Fisher Foundation. And they're the #1 rated foundation in the world for this terrible disease. And so our hope is that through the sale of our book, we'll be able to donate as much money as we can to the foundation.
Well, by the way, I just want to let everybody know I've got this jersey, and this is one of the jerseys that you guys started wearing in your 25th year.
Yeah.
And so it's got 25 years on it, but it's halfway through from the 50 years.
That's right. We still had another 25 years to go.
So was everybody green number 60? How did that work?
Well, we had white ones too.
Okay.
We only brought the green ones today.
What do you want people to get when they read this book? What do you hope that they get out of reading it, come away with?
A big part of it is male bonding. Our group of friends, we have stayed close, and this touch football game is a very, very big part of that. How our lives changed through college kids, young adults, young parents, I mean, all the way through to senior adults. Being on this field and getting in these huddles and talking to each other has been just like a time capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that what I would tell, hopefully, the potential readers, that this is a story that is full of everything. It has laughs, it has sorrow, it's got, as you said, there are so many links in this book that you can click on. And one of my favorites, I don't know if you did the Brill Cream commercial, but you can, back in the 50s, people put this stuff in their hair. And so Brian mentioned it, you click on it, and there's this Brill Cream commercial that is hilarious.
Well, there's so much in it, including, Brian, your chapter on the first kiss with Miss Vicki Vance, I think it was.
Vicki Vance.
So much more involved with this.
Yes,
Brent Parrott,
there is.
Brian Renfro, thank you for being here this morning. A very delightful book. I hope a lot of people do. This Thanksgiving holiday, this is a good time to talk about that. Congratulations on this book project.
Thank you very much.
Good
Thank
luck
you,
in the
Cameron.
months and years ahead for all of your teammates and your families of your teammates as well as you go forward.
Thank you.
Back with a look ahead to next week, right after this.